What's up, guys? I'm really trying to see if my new channel will actually go live without any issues. I've had a couple of issues with this channel, so I have not been able to go live with it. But, this is generally a channel that, we just going to kind of have fun with. We want to kind of do some talking. Let's talk about tomorrow. I met a couple of doctors the other day, and, they literally want to quit being a doctor, which I think is, a choice that they have to make, but I don't think it's, a conclusion to what the issue is. And, we all have issues. We all have things to do. We all have issues. We all want to start new jobs. Nobody wants to get laid off. But sometimes, we got to just keep it moving and keep going. We hear, the government is shutting down. You know, when something like that happens, it destroys everything. It not only destroys what's going on in the government, it destroys your family. I mean, you're talking about your house payment, your car payment, your school, your funds. Everything is changing. When I see these people sleeping in the car and all this other stuff, I'm not saying nothing is wrong with it, especially if you're trying to get somewhere and you're trying to do something. You have to sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice for it. We go around the market and we talk about, what the training is going to be for the students. But I'm thinking I'm talking about the training with the students, and I end up talking about, the doctors, quitting. They don't want to work no more. So, you know, making your own business and just striving to do what you have to do is a tough decision, and everybody is not going to make A plus mistakes. They're not. They're not going to make A plus mistakes. Um, in this day and age, to me, everybody wants um, money, but the hard work might not be in it. Now, there's a difference between straight labor and you just working to get yours. And it's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to come on time. I'm telling you right now. I have so many people that we talk and we discuss, what's going to take place in your life, what's going to take place in what you want to do. To me, you got to just keep moving. You have to just keep moving. I was in a discussion today with somebody, and they just felt that something somebody else did shouldn't be acceptable when, in turn, the person who did it already feels guilty about doing things. You know what I'm saying? When you do something and you do them out of just sheer emotion, you can't take it back. And in that case, you can't take it back. So, you gotta just live your life. You gotta live your life. Um, some people are happy out in the field. I'm more happy out in the field. I like to be out. I like to travel to different states. I like to engage in different facilities and different things. Some people are housebound. They like to stay in the house. Um, I do the remote thing, XYZ. I do everything. But I like being outside the most, traveling in my car and going. Um, some people may not like doing that. Some people may, stay ground. But for whatever is getting ready to go down, we need to make change. I'm not in my regular office, so I'm right here, y'all. As you see, which is this little screen right here. But I felt like I wanted to come on because I haven't been on this channel in a minute, so I said I was going to come on. We was going to talk about the Ozempic thing, but I got that other one that I was going to talk about that on the other channel. But somebody wanted me to talk about the Ozempic thing and like the Ozempic effects and all that kind of stuff. Um, but you know, that's also a part of the change. Like the Oprah thing and XYZ, and a lot of these people looking just half dead after messing with Ozempic. I was one of those people, half dead. I wasn't half dead, but I was looking a little off. I was looking a little scary. Okay, so I put the weight back on, but you got to put in the hard work. And you want to lose that weight properly, you got to put in the hard work. Um, If you after you wean off of Ozempic, yeah, you be sick. It's just like you be sick. One time I was like crazy nauseous, like I was coming down off a drug or something. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna lose the weight, but um, you got to be perceptive to taking them shots all the time. If you're like extra big and you don't want to take, you don't want to get to surgery. I mean, all right, go ahead and take the shots. But for some people who are not that big, um, I don't think the shots is a good thing to do because when they first place to me, they lose weight is right up in here, and you start getting that gilly look. You get that gilly look, and no, I didn't like it. So we kind of deaded that issue, okay? But you guys, I'm gonna mention this because I got another channel. It's called Sapphire Physician Coding. It's training, and I teach coding. So you guys slide over there, right? Slide over there so y'all can learn how to do coding. So again, like this channel, it's a channel that I want to use to, kind of talk about stuff. I don't know how the channel is going to jump off, but we're going to find out. Okay, and that's what it's all about, finding out. And like I said, we were talking today about different things, doctors, facilities, people losing their jobs, and people just downright scared of, what am I going to do? I'm going to be, homeless, and one of the doctors that I saw on my Instagram, I mean, she literally was breaking down. And to me, I mean, you look at her like she's a doctor, she's well off, but guess what? She herself didn't want to be a doctor anymore. And I think she looked like she was having much more fun outdoors rather than, doing what she was doing. And like I said, I told them before, I never heard anybody talk about they don't want to be a doctor no more. They don't like being a doctor. And, people only dream of, being a doctor. But those people who are doctors, they are like, you just don't want to do it. And that can happen. Some other people have dreams that they have. And once they do them, done. They don't want to do it no more. Once you conquer something, you kind of finish. You don't really want to do it no more. And maybe some doctors are like that. Even all the money that they spent in school, I can't imagine. Way more than me. Forget about it. I have 4 degrees, and I utilize what I do in my own business. Um, everybody's striving. Everybody's striving. We want to do Twitch. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to keep things going on YouTube. You have to hit the street. Everything is not easy. When you're trying to do something, it takes time to do it. And a lot of us don't have that backbone support because you're going to struggle with it. Just like, I love Tyler Perry when he tell his story about sleeping in the car and just trying to make it XYZ. And, I don't know if the men are different from the women, but the men really, really, really strive. The women do too. I mean, you hear that same story from Lizzo and, she going from different states and, you know, trying to make it. That's probably going to be everybody in a few minutes. Everybody's just going to be trying to make it and just figuring out which state, can they live in? Which state can they make it in? Um, the sad part about it is the job market is going crazy. Um, you got people who are highly educated, they can't even get a job at McDonald's. If they go get these other jobs, they don't get them. They pass them right up. So, if you have a business that you want to do, I would suggest you do it. Um, it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy, no matter what you do in the business, because you have to have your hand everywhere. Boom, 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 and then that one day you start trickling. Boom, boom, boom. Um, you can't give up. You can't give up. One of my closest friends, well, she's not my closest friend. She actually my sister's friend. But when your whole world just come down, it's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? So, you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan. Sometimes plan A don't work. Sometimes you gotta go with plan B or plan C. But just keep it up. Just keep it up because if that doesn't work, don't give up. You gotta try something else. Especially when it's you trying to do your own business. Um, a lot of people ask me, how do I get started in the billing and coding? How do I get started in the business? One, you have to learn how to code. You have to learn how to build. You need to learn how to do those concepts. And don't forget, y'all go to my page, stepbycoding.com, and check out my website, stepbycoding.com. You have to learn how to pace yourself and be patient. And you gonna have people around you that's booming, and you just gonna have to wait. It doesn't make a difference how long you have to wait and make sure you plan yourself. Okay, and don't forget about enjoying yourself. Okay, don't forget about enjoying yourself and going out and having your tea time. And I don't care if you go with the girls or not go with the girls. Okay, go sit down and have your tea time, and still enjoy your life. Just a quickie. I just want to come on. I want to check this video before I make another one, um, and kind of see how it turns out. If you're one of those that's getting ready to make a big change in your life and you get ready to hit the road, give a holler at us. Let us know how you're going to do it. Let us know, what you're going to do. I have people who are, hitting the road already. One of my friends, he owns way in California. I'm asking him, well, how you going to get there? He's going to drive. So road trip. Y'all hear me talk about road trip in my other channel. I'll be talking about road trip. But okay, so we're gonna let this go, and I just want to kind of see what it looks like. Okay, y'all. I'll come back at y'all again. Okay.